Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome. So in this video, we are going to look at the concept of urinary system. And don't forget to subscribe and join my YouTube community for more videos. So now, introduction to urinary system. The urinary system is a system that is responsible for removing waste product from the blood and maintaining fluid and electrolyte balance. So what is urinary system? It's a system that trying to or that is responsible for removing waste product. The waste product, it can be uric acid, it can be urea. So when we said urinary system, it is actually a system in our body that is responsible for removing waste substances from the blood. And as a result of that, after the removal of these waste substances, it is important in maintaining fluid and electrolyte balance. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, you can clearly understand that in urinary system, usually it is very important in removing all substances that are not needed in our body, that is the waste product. And after the removal of that waste substances from the blood, then it will now also help in maintaining the fluids and electrolyte balance in the body. And very importantly, this urinary system, it consists of organs that produce, store, and eliminate urine. Also, the system, it plays a vital role in overall homeostasis and health. So we need to understand that in brief, when we said urinary system, it actually a system that is important in removing waste products and also from the blood and maintain fluid and electrolyte balance. And it consists the organs that involve in producing, storing, and eliminating urine. So now, what are the main organs of the urinary system? So we are now going to look at the organs of the urinary system, and the primarily organs that are involved in urinary system include kidneys, ureters, ureters, bladder, and urethra. So these are basically the four primary organs or the four primary organs of urinary system: kidneys, ureters, bladder, and urethra. And the kidneys are bean-shaped organs that filter blood to produce urine. So as we can see clearly, we start with the kidney. So a kidney, it has a bean-shaped, and it is responsible for filtering blood to remove or to produce urine. And then the next one is ureters. Ureters are tubes that carry urine from the kidneys to the bladder. So you see, as you can see from here, we have kidney, it produces urine by filtering blood. And then the ureters, they are tubes that carry the urine from the kidney to the bladder. And these are actually the urinary tract, kidneys, ureter, bladder, and urethra. And they are both present in male and female, and only prostate that are found in male, that is absent in female. So then the next thing now, let's look at the kidney and what it does. The kidneys, it filter approximately about 50 gallons of blood daily to produce urine. So it means that about 50 gallons of blood is effectively or is usually filtered every day to produce urine. And very importantly, this kidney, they regulate blood pressure, also regulate red blood cell production, and also electrolyte balance. So you see, these are some of the functions of the kidney. So first, the kidney, it filters about 50 gallons of blood in order to produce urine every day. And then at the same time, the kidney is important in regulating blood pressure, red blood cell production, and then electrolyte levels. The nephrons within the kidneys are the functional units that are responsible for filtration and reabsorption. And ladies and gentlemen, if you really want to get more explanation on this urinary system, that is my video on renal physiology. Then you can go through it and then you will understand how the nephrons is responsible for filtration and the reabsorption of substances within the kidney. So then this is actually the kidney. It is a big there's different components where we have renal cortex, renal medulla, renal papilla, renal pyramid, renal columns, fibrous capsules, major calyx, minor calyx, urethra, renal pelvis, renal artery, renal vein, and hilum. All these are the different components that are found in the kidney. So then now the next thing is ureters and the bladder. So after the uh, kidney filtered about 50 gallons of blood, it will produce urine, and then the urine, which is actually a muscular tubes that transports the urine from the kidneys to the bladder. So you see the ureters transports urine from the kidney to the bladder. And then of course, the bladder is a hollow muscular organ that stores urine until it is ready to be expelled. So kidney produce urine, ureters transport the urine from the kidney to the bladder, and then the bladder will temporarily store the urine until when it is ready to be excreted. And then the bladder has a capacity of about 4 400 to 600 milliliters in adult. So this is actually, as we can see, this is actually the anatomy of the urinary system, where the kidney, as we can see clearly, the kidney from here, got it clearly, the kidney from here is responsible for urine formation. Then the lower urinary tract, which include ureters, bladder, and urethra, they are used in blood collection, like the bladder, and then storage as well as the excretion. So you see, ureters transport the urine from kidney to the bladder, and then the bladder temporarily store the urine there, and it has a capacity of 400 to 600 milliliter in adults. So then after bladder and ureters, then the next thing is actually the urethra and urination. So the urethra is a tube through which urine exits the body. So you see, stored in the bladder, and then the urethra will now be used to exit the blood, sorry, to exit the urine from the body. So after that, of course, urination. What is urination? Urination, it involves the relaxation of the bladder muscles and the contraction of the urethral muscles. So as a result of contraction and the relaxation of the bladder muscles, and then the constriction of the urethral muscles, then urination will take place. So you should also understand the concept of urination. It's about the relaxation and contraction. So the relaxation is on the bladder muscles, and then the contraction of the urethral muscles will lead to the urination. And of course, this process of urination is controlled by both voluntary and involuntary nervous system signals. So then the next thing is functions of the urinary system. So the urinary system, it's important because it removes metabolic waste products like urea, creatinine, and uric acid. So I think as you can see from here, the urinary system is important in order to remove waste products like urea, creatinine, and uric acid. Then the system is also helps to regulate blood pressure through the angiotensin aldosterone or renin angiotensin aldosterone system. So through this urinary system, or through the renin-angiotensin aldosterone system. It is very important in regulating the blood pressure. Then also it maintains the body's electrolyte and acid-base balance, which is essential for normal cellular function. So this is actually the different component of the urinary system as explained earlier. So then the next one is the common urinary system disorders. So the first one is that is one of the disorder. We have urinary tract infection. So urinary tract infections are infections that are common and often caused by bacteria. So most of these urinary tract infections is caused by bacteria. And also there's also a kidney stone, another disorders of the urinary system where the minerals crystallize and can also cause a severe offense. So it's actually occur as a result of crystallization of the minerals in the kidney, and that will subsequently lead to kidney stones. So the next one is also another chronic kidney disease, which involves progressive loss of kidney functions over time. So a chronic disease is also another urinary system disorders where there is a progressive loss of kidney functions over time. So this is actually some of the examples, and also another thing, if you can see from here, this is an examples of urinary tract infection, and it is also caused by bacteria. So then the next one is actually the maintaining urinary system health. So staying well hydrated, it helps to prevent infections and kidney stone, and the regular medical checkups can detect early sign of urinary problems. So good hygiene and a balanced diet are also essential for maintaining urinary system health. So this is actually where we are going to stop, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are going to enjoy my video. Thank you very much, and see you next in my next video.